Hey everyone, I'm Kiam and welcome to my channel. Have you ever looked at something and questioned your own sanity? Like, you know what you're seeing can't be real, but your brain is like, nope, this is totally it. Well, get ready to dive into the wild world of optical illusions where your eyes will play all sorts of tricks on you. Here's something weird for you. Stare at this image for a few seconds. Really lock in on one spot in the middle. I know the edges seem to fade, almost vanishing into thin air. What's really going on here? Stick around, and we'll unravel the science behind these mind-bending illusions. Our first illusion is a classic called Troxler fading. Now, you might think your eyes are constantly scanning and recording everything, right? Like a video camera. But it turns out, our brains are much more efficient than that. They're always looking for shortcuts, ways to conserve energy. So, when you focus really hard on one spot, like the dot in the center of this image, your brain kind of tunes out the unchanging information around it. It's like your brain is saying, okay, nothing important happening here. And that's exactly what happens in Troxler fading. Your brain literally starts to ignore the less important information, the unchanging background, and eventually, it fades from your perception. It's proof that your brain wasn't actually erasing the information, just temporarily putting it on hold. Alright, let's talk geometry, or at least how our brains perceive it. Check out this image. Which line do you think continues the black one, the red line, or the blue line? Your brain is probably screaming blue, right? It just looks like a natural continuation, but get this, it's actually the red one. Don't believe me? Grab a ruler and connect the lines yourself. This is the Pogenorf Illusion, and it messes with our depth perception. Our brains are wired to see the blue line as being farther away because it intersects the black line at a sharper angle. This tricks us into thinking it's the continuous line, even though it's not. Get ready to journey into the depths of, well, not really a black hole, but it sure feels like it. Take a look at this image. Does that dark hole in the center seem to grow like you're being pulled into a tunnel? That's your brain playing tricks on you again. This illusion, aptly named the expanding black hole illusion, plays on how our pupils react to changes in light. When you stare at the center of this image, your pupils naturally dilate, just like they would if you were actually moving into a darker space. But here's the catch. The hole isn't actually expanding, it's your brain interpreting the dilation of your pupils as a sign that you're moving closer to a dark void. Alright, let's talk color, or rather how our brains can be totally bamboozled by it. Check out this image. You see a bunch of gray squares, right? Some darker, some lighter. Now here's the kicker. They're all the exact same shade of gray. What? You say, that's impossible. But it's true. Your brain is playing a trick called the saturation illusion. Stick the same gray on a dark background and boom, it magically looks lighter. Put it on a light background and suddenly, it's the darkest shade you've ever seen. The saturation illusion is a prime example of how our brains interpret color based on its surroundings. Get ready for a little experiment. Keep looking at the little white dot at the center of this image for a bit. Don't look away, no matter how tempting it gets. Alright, now stare directly into a white wall or a blank piece of paper. See that? A ghostly image of the image you were just staring at. That, my friends, is the afterimage effect in action. When you stare at a particular color for too long, the light-sensitive cells in your eyes, called cones, get tired. This creates an imbalance in the signals being sent to your brain, resulting in you seeing an afterimage in the opposite colors. Prepare to be mesmerized by the mesmerizing world of Primrose's field illusion. Take a look at this image. Do you notice anything strange? It's like those squares are moving, rippling like waves on a calm ocean. But here's the thing. The image itself is perfectly still. Those captivating ripples you're seeing are all thanks to tiny, involuntary eye movements called fixation jitters. These micro movements are constantly happening, even when we think our eyes are perfectly still. And when combined with the repeating patterns in Primrose's field illusion, they create this captivating illusion of movement. Alright, let's play a game of, which one is bigger? Take a good look at this image. We've got two circles, one on the left and one on the right. Which one do you think is larger? If you're like most people, you probably think the circle on the right is bigger. But guess what? They're the same size. Don't believe me? Grab a ruler and measure them yourself. The circles surrounding the central circles are what really mess with our perception. The Ebbinghaus illusion demonstrates how our brains judge size and distance based on the surrounding objects. Get ready to enter a world of perpetual motion with Kitoka's optical illusions. These mesmerizing patterns seem to spin and rotate right before your very eyes. It's like they have a life of their own. But here's the secret. The images themselves aren't actually moving. These illusions work by exploiting the way our brains process changes in brightness and contrast. The strategically placed black and white sections create the illusion of movement as our brains try to make sense of the constantly shifting patterns. Blink a few times, and you'll notice that the spinning seems to speed up or change direction. Prepare to be charmed by the mesmerizing movements of, well, not-so-moving snakes. Take a look at this image. Do you see those snakes slithering and sliding across the screen? Here's the catch. Those snakes are completely stationary. They're not moving an inch. It's all an illusion created by the clever use of repeating patterns and color gradients. Our brains are wired to perceive motion even when it's not really there. The illusion is so powerful that even when you know the snakes aren't actually moving, your brain can't help but see the slithering motion. It's a testament to the incredible power of our visual system and its ability to create illusions from static images. Get ready for another round of afterimage fun, this time with a feathery friend. Stare at the parrot's eye for 15 seconds. Don't blink, don't look away, just focus all your attention on that eye. Time's up. Now close your eyes. Can you see it? A ghostly red parrot floating in the darkness behind your eyelids? That's the afterimage effect once again. When you close your eyes, those fatigued cones can't fire as strongly, resulting in you seeing an afterimage in the complementary color, red. Fasten your seatbelts, because we're about to take a wild ride with the moving red car illusion. Take a look at this image. What do you see? A red car seemingly moving in the opposite direction of the other cars? Now here's the trick. Focus your sight on the moving vehicles in the background. Keep your eyes fixed on them, and you'll notice something strange happening to that red car. It'll start to appear as if it's slowly moving forward, while all the other cars are moving backwards. This illusion plays on our brain's tendency to perceive motion relative to a fixed point. The moving red car illusion highlights the importance of context in our perception of motion. Prepare to be amazed by the hypnotic rhythm of a breathing square. Take a look at this image. Does it seem like the square in the middle is expanding and contracting, like it's taking deep breaths? Here's the thing, the square isn't actually changing size at all, it's simply rotating. The illusion of breathing is created by the way our brains interpret the changing angles and positions of the lines as the square rotates. Our brains are wired to see patterns and make sense of them, even when those patterns are illusory. The motion-binding illusion demonstrates the incredible power of our brains to create illusions from simple geometric shapes and movements. Get ready to question everything you thought you knew about parallel lines with the moving bars illusion. Take a look at this image. We've got 4 bars moving across the screen. Simple enough, right? But here's the twist. Those bars aren't moving in parallel at all. They're all part of the same moving square. Don't believe me? Focus on the corners of the square, and you'll see that the bars are actually moving together as a single unit. When we see the bars moving against the striped background, our brains have a hard time tracking their individual movements accurately. This leads us to perceive the bars as moving in parallel, even though they're not. Get ready for a magical journey into the world of Harry Potter. Or at least, into the world of your own mind. Take a look at this image of the boy who lived. Focus your gaze on the center of the image, right between Harry's eyes. Keep staring at that spot for a few seconds, letting the image burn into your retinas. Alright, now close your eyes and blink a few times with your eyes closed. What do you see? A faint, ghostly image of Harry Potter should slowly start to appear in your mind's eye. That's the afterimage effect working its magic once again, this time conjuring up images of the wizarding world. Prepare to have your color perception challenged once again with the colorful grid illusion. Take a look at this image. What do you see? A black and white image with a colorful grid superimposed on top? Here's the kicker. The image itself is entirely in black and white. There are no colors present whatsoever. The illusion of color is created by the way our brains interpret the bright, contrasting lines of the grid against the grayscale image. Our brains interpret the high contrast lines as being colorful, even though they're not. This illusion highlights the subjective nature of color perception and how our brains can be tricked into seeing things that don't actually exist. That's it for today. So hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a like and share it with your friends. Or if you want more, just click on these videos and stay on the secret organization. From disappearing backgrounds to rotating snakes and colors that aren't really there, we've journeyed through a world where our eyes constantly deceive us. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and never stop being amazed by the wonders of the cosmos, both big and small.